This is a Steam Greenlight trailer for Hellground memory game. How exciting. Who doesn't love hell, and memories, and games? This is a casual card memory game, which appears to be MS Paint Doodles, superimposed on a stock image of a cave with some red in it. So that's good. Most games that have memory matching games like this, where you match cards with identical images, would save it for a mini game in another game, but this game makes an entire experience out of, well, that. No, that is the trailer. That's all they had to show for themselves. I was actually going to talk a little bit more about, the differences between games that use this as a mini game and this game turning it into a full-fledged, well, I say full-fledged, just extrapolating on a very basic idea and turning it into what they would hope to be a full-fledged experience, but, well, the trailer's 41 seconds long, what am I supposed to do? Description: memory card game, try 2 same cards. This is simply memory game. There is 4 different levels, easy and challenging. With help tip button you can watch once where which card is. Fucking what? Huh? What? Oh. Okay. So the game's not giving me much here either. There's not a lot of material to go on at all, much less material to encourage people to vote for it. Look, okay, I've got some constructive criticism. It's fully constructive criticism. If you're going to do an incredibly simple memory card matching game, the kind of thing that has been, as I said earlier, a mini-game in dozens and dozens of games. Something so simple you could get a deck of cards and just do it yourself at home. The very least you could do, the very least you should be obligated to do, is make it visually stunning. You know, you've got to find something to cover up the fact that you've just done a crummy, old-fashioned, archaic memory game, you know? Something that can be in a puzzle book for children. Just getting MS Paint drawings, scrawlings really, and putting it over this rather low-res photograph of a cave, which I suppose is meant to represent the titular Hellground, just don't cut it. It just doesn't cut it. By all means, have your memory game, but don't make it look like shit. And I hate to be harsh, but it looks like shit. And there's just no excuse for it. If your game looks like shit, but you've made a really cool, clever, original game, people might be forgiving of that, you know? Likewise, if you've made a really pretty, visually stunning game that's not particularly original or nuanced, again, there might be somewhere that, it's basically like if you take one thing out of something, you've got to put it in the other. That didn't make much sense, but it's a balancing game. It's a balancing thing, and don't make that your second game. Don't make balancing game your second Greenlight hopeful. But you got 2 jugs of water on a seesaw, and if you take stuff out of one, then you've got to replace it with something. Otherwise, it's going to be imbalanced. I'm not sure how that metaphor applies to this. I think it sounded good in my head, but the point is you can't have two bits of shit, because one's got to make up for the other, which actually that's an imbalance. So my metaphor didn't work at all. But you get the fucking point, okay? Don't give us hell. Don't do what hell. Don't make Hellground memory game. Just don't make it. Just don't make it.